The year is 1206. A man stands alone on the Mongolian steppe. No palace behind him. No standing army. No gold. No iron. Just grassland stretching in every direction as far as the eye can see. And ambition. 50 years later, his descendants rule the largest contiguous empire in human history. From the shores of China to the plains of Poland. From the frozen forests of Siberia to the deserts of Persia. The Mongols did not inherit power. They built it. And they built it faster than any civilization before or since. So the question isn't just how they won. The question is why nobody stopped them. Let's start with the odds. In the year 1200, there were roughly 1 million Mongols. 1 million people scattered across a harsh, unforgiving steppe. No cities. No iron mines. No farmland. No industry. Just horses, tents, and the open sky. Their enemies? China alone had 60 million people. The Abbasid Caliphate stretched from the borders of Spain all the way to Central Asia. The Russian principalities controlled vast territories to the north. Europe, to the west, was home to battle-hardened knights and fortified stone castles. The Mongols were outnumbered in every single engagement they ever fought. Every single one. And yet they kept winning, over and over again. So what was the secret? 3 pillars: information, speed, and terror. Let's take them one at a time. Before a single arrow was fired, before a single soldier crossed a single border, the Mongols had already studied you. Merchants posing as traders, diplomats gathering intelligence, travelers mapping roads, all of them feeding information back to Genghis Khan. They knew your troop numbers. They knew which commanders you trusted and which ones you hated. They knew which city gates were weakest. They knew which nobles were secretly plotting against their own king. By the time the Mongol army appeared on the horizon, Genghis Khan already knew more about your kingdom than most of your own advisors did. The battle wasn't won on the battlefield. It was won in the months of preparation before. Every Mongol warrior rode with not 1 horse, but 3 to 5. They rotated constantly, never letting a single horse tire. The result was terrifying: 100 kilometers per day. Their enemies? 30 kilometers on a good day, marching on foot. The Mongols could arrive at your city before the message warning you of their approach. That is not an exaggeration. That is exactly what happened. At the Battle of Mohi in 1241, Hungarian King Bela IV received his first warning of the Mongol advance on a Friday. He was still organizing his defenses when the Mongols crossed the river on Saturday. Not a week later. Not a month later. The next day. Before every battle, the Mongols sent a simple message: surrender now and receive mercy. Resist and nothing survives. This was not empty rhetoric. It was a calculated strategy. Every city that surrendered intact spread the word of Mongol mercy. Every city that chose to resist, and was subsequently destroyed, spread the word of Mongol fury. The reputation became the weapon. City after city surrendered without a fight. Simply because of what they had heard. The Mongols didn't just conquer with arrows. They conquered with stories. Baghdad, 1258. The Abbasid Caliphate. 500 years of Islamic civilization. The greatest city in the world at the time. A population of perhaps 1 million people. Libraries filled with centuries of accumulated human knowledge in science, medicine, astronomy, and philosophy. The Mongols arrived with 150,000 troops. Baghdad held for 12 days. Then the gates opened. What happened next shocked even the Mongols themselves. The city's grand library, the House of Wisdom, was burned. Centuries of human knowledge gone. Scholars say the Tigris River ran black with ink from the books thrown into it. Historians still debate whether this single moment marked the end of the Islamic Golden Age. But here is the real reveal. The Mongols didn't conquer the world because they were uniquely cruel. Plenty of armies in history were cruel. They conquered because they adapted. After every victory, they absorbed the best people from the conquered civilization. Chinese engineers built their siege weapons. Persian administrators ran their new cities. Scholars from Baghdad reformed their legal systems. The Mongol army that attacked Persia was different from the one that had swept through China. And the one that reached Poland was different again. They were not a tribe that conquered the world. They were a system, a learning machine, that kept improving with every campaign. The lesson isn't about war. It's about adaptability, the most powerful force in any conflict. Military, political, economic, is not the strongest opponent. It is the most adaptable one. The Mongols figured that out in 1206 on a cold, empty steppe. History has been trying to teach us that lesson ever since.